What's going on YouTube? My name is GinJTCG or Chris, and today I'm back with another crazy rogue decklist video. And this one is the heavily requested Tinkaton EX with the big hammer attack. This attack does 30 damage for each card in your hand. So when you pair that with a bunch of draw supporters, you can swing for massive damage and take some massive OHKOs with a crazy card and like 5 quadrillion cards in hand, which just feels pretty fun. So to draw a bunch of cards, you always have the backup Tinkaton in case you could evolve a benched one with the gather materials, where it's like refinement but better, where you discard a card from your hand and then you draw 3 cards. Also, special hammer swinging for 180 if a special energy attached isn't too bad. And in this list we are playing 1 psychic energy and 2 reversal energy, so we could pull that off with a nice single prize attacker backup option. The draw engine for the deck, however, is going to be Dunsparce with the runaway ability. Once during your turn, you may draw 3 cards, and if you drew any cards in this way, you may shuffle this Pokemon and all cards attached into your deck. So when you pair multiple Dunsparce with possibly a gather materials and then some massive draw supporters such as Zisu or Morty's Conviction, you can draw like 5 trillion cards a turn. Something to worry about is decking out every now and then, but that's all good because we are here to see how fast we can fly through our deck and swing for some massive OHKOs. Now, that's pretty much it for the Pokemon. I mean, we got Fan Rotom to make sure we're getting our Dunsparce in play. We're playing 2 copies of the 70 HP one just because of the popularity of Dragapult. We've got Fezandipiti, which is the natural flip the script attacker. And then we also have 1 copy of Luxray. Since we're playing the reversal energy, I figured Luxray is a solid backup attacker option. It's a good single prize, like a one-shot Pidgeot EX as well with the Gusting card. And since we're drawing so many cards into our hand per turn, I figured it's not super hard to draw into a counter catcher or boss's orders. We could probably make it work. So we got those options, and now it is on to the supporters. We are playing 3 copies of Arezu. This is surprisingly our best draw supporter. We searched for 3 evolution Pokemon that don't have a rule box, which in other words is just Dudunsparce. So if we could get 2 to 3 Dudunsparce, we're drawing 6 to 9 cards a turn per Arezu, which is insane. I also opted to include 1 copy of Colress's Tenacity just to make sure we find Artazon to get our Dunsparce back into play, as well as either the DTE, Reversal Energy, or Psychic Energy needed to continuously keep attacking. And if we're good on energy and all, we don't have to worry about a backup attacker or active attacker, we can even search out Enriching Energy, which we could attach to Dunsparce, and when we do that, we draw 4 cards. And when we use the Dunsparce's ability, we shuffle all of them back into the deck, and I can keep recycling Enriching Energy. So this is definitely going to be a crazy ace spec in the list. Other draw supporters, I mentioned we got Morty's Conviction with the popularity of Area 0 Underdepths. This card can draw for an easy 6-7 cards a turn, as well as Zisu. So if our opponent hit us with an Iono and then got into a massive hand themselves, we can actually use Zisu to draw until we have 1 more card than them, which also doesn't feel bad in the late game after getting hit with an Iono or Roxanne, of which we play a 2-to-1 line of, just in case we got to stop ourselves from decking out, we could shuffle them back in the deck. For items, we are playing 2 Capturing Aroma, 1 Nest Ball, and 4 Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Pretty much every Pokemon in this deck can be found with Buddy-Buddy Poffin, so you really don't need like more than that. And if you're thinking like, oh well, how do you get Tinkatuff or Tinkatons or Luxrays? Well, we're playing Arezu, so it's not super hard to just search out our evolution Pokemon with our supporter line. We're not playing any Ultra Balls, but we are playing 2 copies of Capturing Aroma, which should hopefully flip heads when we need it, just to get 1 Tinkaton EX. And by the time we get a Tinkaton, I'm hoping to have such a big hand I really shouldn't need Ultra Balls to thin my hand down to search for Pokemon. So that's kind of why we're running a no Ultra Ball list. I want to make sure all of the resources we have in the deck, I'm kind of keeping in the deck unless I need to play them. Past that, we got 2 copies of Night Stretcher just to search back Tinkaton, or not search back, take back Tinkatons, maybe take back that Psychic Energy if we need to swing with a single prize Tinkaton again. We got 1 copy of Switch just in case I need to pivot out of an attacker, such as Fezandipiti. If Dunsparce is ever ghosted up, we could just use the ability and then it's back in the deck for it, and then we can promote someone else, so it's not the end of the world. And I'm also playing 1 copy of Pal Pad to make sure that if I need a second boss's orders, or I need another Morty's, or maybe I just need another Arezu, something like that, we prize 1 or 2 of them, I can take back 2 supporters from the discard pile into the deck after playing it. That's pretty much it for the list. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. We get a 50 card hand, we swing for 5 quadrillion damage. That's it. That's all there is to Tinkaton. So pretty much every way I could draw cards, I'm trying to limit how much I'm discarding my hand to make sure I'm drawing as many cards as possible. So before we get into the video, I just wanted to say, if you haven't seen it, I got that TCG player affiliate link in the description down below. So if you click on the affiliate link and then you order anything as you would from TCG player, which has any singles, any decks, any deck accessories for any card game pretty much in the universe, click on that that link and you'll be supporting the channel and just going about your business as normal while supporting the channel. So thank you to everyone who's been doing that. Also, February 8th, massive Rogue Regionals. I will be doing a bunch of giveaways. I'll be doing a bunch of polls on which Rogue deck you think will be taking down the tournament. It's going to be a massive live streamed event on YouTube and Twitch, and I will be playing with a bunch of my friends. We'll all be playing some crazy Rogue lists, so no matter where you watch the streams, we'll be trying to get it out to you and have some fun streaming for all y'all. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning into this deck intro. Let's hop into the 3 matches with Tinkaton EX and see if we can get away with the perfect record. Welcome to match number 1, and before we get into it, I just realized that I had my blue light glasses on while I was doing the intro, which I almost never wear when I'm recording. I don't know if anyone noticed at all, but I don't actually have glasses. They're just blue light ones, because when I'm sitting here, like today I was going to do a couple recordings, just get ahead for the week. I was like, oh, you know what, I might as well wear them in between recordings. Then I realized I forgot to take them off, so I apologize. Anyways, now that you can see my face and not the reflection of the screen, let's get into the match. So we open up with a decent hand. I'm kind of missing out on any sort of supporter to get me the evolution Pokemon needed, but we're going first, which isn't bad. So with my turn, I can search for Fan Rotom and I think Tinkatink here. I could save Artazon because they're playing Duskull. I don't necessarily want to give them Artazon. I can use Fan Rotom to search out 2 more Dunsparce, which doesn't feel too bad either. So we'll use Fan Call here. We'll go to this. Oh, well, they just go into my hand, so I might as well just take 3 more Dunsparce. I forgot about that. I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to put 2 on the bench. I always forget that this Rotom puts the Pokemon into your hand and not the bench. So we'll drop our Dunsparce down there, and then I think from here, we're just going to pass it to our opponent. Hope I can top deck an Arezu, a Morty's Conviction, really anything to help me get going, find it to Dunsparce. And even if I take a turn or 2 to set up and we're up against Meowscarada, okay, this is going to be one of the matches ever. Also, a deck I might have to look into making a video on. I know that's a fan favorite Pokemon. The EX has always been a ton of fun, just never really popped off the way people thought it would or hoped it would. So maybe if someone has a list and, you know, you want to start talking in the Discord about how we can refine it, how we can make it better, and maybe you could get a video out soon on that deck, because I know people would probably want to see it. Anyways, for this match, we kind of need to get going a little bit. Luckily, against this deck, we also might have a bit of time to take a turn or 2, you know, get ourselves going. And they're going to Ultra Ball away 2 cards from their hand. I'm sure they're going for Rotom here, if I had to take a guess. They're probably playing this almost similar to a Charizard build, which is how I would kind of start with the deck. Or something like Charizard Hydreigon, where you're just playing maybe a Dusknoir line, but really it's just Meowscarada and then Pidgeot. And you're kind of putting the deck to work that way. For the Radiant, I'm not sure which Radiant. I guess Radiant Alakazam move damage counters around, ping attackers with Meowscarada. So all things to look out for. I'm not too worried about our things getting sniped. They take Pidgey there. That's interesting. Maybe not the Rotom. Maybe it's prized. And they go Iono, which is actually fine by me. We have 7 cards in hand. I'll go to 6, but hopefully I'll get a Draw Supporter or Dudunsparce, which will let me get a bigger hand. So that's okay. And we get a Arezu, double Rare Candy. This will 100% work. So, with this, I can search for double Dudunsparce. I don't think there's a need to search for 3, since I already got 1. And I could take the middle evolution from Tinkaton, which is Tinkatuff, I believe. I think it's Tinkatink, Tinkatuff, Tinkaton. Although I might be wrong, and everyone's going to laugh at me when I realize I'm wrong. So I could get 2 Arezu and then the middle evolution, and that will hopefully help me keep a Rare Candy in hand, one I don't necessarily need, but then make it easier to evolve into Tinkaton when I draw into it the turn after. If I can draw into a Tinkaton, I've already got some Rare Candy, so I just need a Tinkaton and then Rare Candy DTE, and I can pull off the attack, and there's the DTE. So let's go Arezu. And let's take out double Dunsparce as well as Tinkatuff. Okay, so I was right. That's not bad. Or, you know what I could do? Could go into Gather Materials. And then I could effectively draw 8 cards this turn because Tinkaton, the single prizer, would require me to discard a card from my hand. So that's actually not the end of the world. I kind of like that play. Just gives me the best chance of pulling off an attack this turn. So we are going to evolve all 3 of these guys immediately. I am going to use the active evolution last. For now, we are, and you know what, actually, I could just go Rare Candy into Tinkaton right here. So then we're going to use 1 Dudunsparce ability. We're hopefully going to draw ourselves into a Tinkaton EX. That one doesn't get it. And we actually don't really get a great card to discard either, so I will discard or shuffle this Dudunsparce back into my deck and get another 3 cards. None of those are too helpful right now. I can play Capturing Aroma, possibly getting me the card I need, and we're going to flip Tails. That is not, but I can take out a Dunsparce, which can hopefully set myself up for the following turns. Now, this is kind of going to be the make or break turn for us. I am going to use actually, you know what? Do I go Runaway Draw or Gather Materials first? I actually think we might want to gather Materials first, but I don't really have a great card to get rid of. I guess I could get rid of Colress's Tenacity. I don't necessarily need it in play right now. Maybe I could have left that bench spot for a Tinkatink. I just have a feeling this guy's going to get KO'd. We'll gather Materials. I'm going to get rid of Colress's Tenacity. I'll regret that later. If I need it, I'll Pal Pad it back. That way, I can hopefully save my hand a little bit, and I cannot. There's our Pal Pad, though, so we'll just go Runaway Draw again. And we got one last shot to pull this off. I'll promote the Tinkatink, and if this is heads, we are in business. If this is tails, it'll be a little rough, and it's heads. And that's why I played 2 Capturing Aroma. You know, every now and then, you just need one to clutch up, and then you'll be able to make it work. So we could search for Tinkaton here, as well as play the Artazon to get a second Dunsparce down on our bench, and just make sure we're drawing as many cards per turn, despite our opponent potentially playing a Iono or something like that. So we'll evolve into Tinkaton, we'll smack down the DTE, and now we should be swinging for 250 damage. That is huge on turn 2 of the game. So we're up 1 prize. Next turn, if my opponent doesn't play an Iono or something like that, there is a good chance that I can draw into a ridiculously big hand and one-shot a Meowscarada EX, and I don't believe Meowscarada can swing for one shot against Tinkaton. Isn't it like 220 damage if there's any damage counters on the Pokemon they're swinging into or something like that? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I might be lying. Like, this is 100% possible. I haven't seen a Meowscarada deck in a while, so forgive me for blanking on the attack, but I believe their ability is they can discard a Grass Energy from hand, put 3 damage counters on any benched Pokemon, and then if the attack is 100 damage plus 120, if there's any damage counters on the active. So it's like base 120 essentially, or 220 essentially, because you need damage counters for the attack to work. But we'll see. So they took an Arven with their Luminion. So if that's the supporter they choose to play, and there it is, unless they play Unfair Stamp right now, and they didn't take it. They got Forest Seal Stone, Rare Candy, so they might be searching for Meowscarada with Forest Seal Stone. But that means we have a pretty good chance at pulling off a one-shot KO on their active Meowscarada, and they did not use Forest Seal Stone yet. Ooh, they got Pidgeot. Okay. So you could use Pidgeot, Forest Seal Stone, for potentially Rare Candy Meowscarada. But they also promoted the one without the DT, which is interesting. Maybe, I go Boss KO and Pidgeot this turn. We're swinging 250 right now. If I use Boss's Orders, we'll still be at 250, which means I need how many more cards to swing 280? Actually, I would theoretically only need 1 more card to swing 280. So then 1 to Dunsparce would get me there. And I don't want to use Arezu yet, just because we do want to use Boss's Orders. I think I want to chase down the Pidgeot if I can. If I could shut down this deck's consistency, I think that would help us the most. But yeah, no, we're going to be swinging for massive damage for sure. No doubt about that. And I got Artazon so I could keep getting down a Dunsparce after using Dudunsparce's ability. And that's kind of why I love the Artazon loop in a deck like this. You know, I played it in my Mousehold deck too. It was the same thing, man. You're flying through your deck with the Dunsparces. And when you have Artazon in play, it's just so easy for you to stay alive and get active by just getting those basics down. So you just draw into the Dudunsparce again and use it the next turn. And my cat just finished eating. She currently is probably about to have a fit of the zoomies. She always does this after she eats. She starts running around like a madman right in the doorway of my room. What's up, Happy? Yeah, she's getting ready. She's getting locked and loaded. So my opponent has 1 card in hand. They need it to be the double turbo energy if they want to pull off the attack, and it's Rocky Helmet. Okay. Not bad. They're going to use Luminion V. Oh, okay. So here they're going to get the double turbo energy, and they'll be able to pull off the attack. So we'll see Bouquet Magic, discard Grass Energy, put 3 damage counters on one of your bench Pokemon, and then boom, 220 damage. If it's the double turbo energy, though, it's just 200, which doesn't one-shot Tinkaton. So I'm not too worried about that at the moment. However, I do actually kind of want to KO this guy, just because there is a chance that I could use. It's actually kind of hard. What is the best play here? I could go Boss KO and Pidgeot, but then they'll be able to KO me. They'll be swinging for 200 damage. Actually, they would technically be short. Oh no, because I'll take 20 damage from Rocky Helmet. And they'll be swinging for a perfect 200 for the KO. That is a little tricky, actually. But if I boss KO Pidgeot, I won't be taking damage from the Rocky Helmet. So I think that is definitely going to be our play, actually, now that I think about it. We'll go boss KO and Pidgeot. I'll have 220 health left, and as long as they have the DTE attached and they don't move damage counters in any way, they won't have a search engine. They'll have 0 cards in hand, 1 from the top deck. I think that is going to work out best for us. So we're going to go Runaway Draw, and we're definitely going to be gathering materials this turn. I could easily get rid of Tinkatink. And we get another Rare Candy. Well, that feels pretty good. Okay, so we will get Artazon. We're going to take out Dunsparce, just so it's out of the deck. We'll take the, I guess the 60 HP one is fine. In case they gust it up, we can retreat. By the time they Bouquet Magic, I can just evolve that one and get a different one in my hand, and then we will gather materials. I'm going to get rid of Tinkatink. We might be able to do this match with just 2 Tinkatons. If I need another, I'll Rare Candy. And this hand feels pretty good, feels pretty massive. We are swinging for 430 damage. I could take out their active, but then all they have to do is quick search for Meowscarada, and they'll go to town, so I'm just going to stop them in their tracks, take out the Pidgeot now, and swing for 400 damage because we did play the boss's order, so it's going to drop down 30, and that is going to be massive OHKO number 2. Also, ruining my opponent's setup. They can't go Iono, they can't, I mean, unless they top deck it, but they can't quick search for Iono or something like that, which is really what they would have needed to do. And we do draw into the Luxray and Fezandipiti as well, so if they're still able to pull off this KO, that's fine. I'm going to go Fezandipiti, I'm going to go Arezu, and I'm going to take 2 Dunsparce off that, so I'll be drawing 3 from Fezandipiti, 6 from 2 Dunsparce, and then 3 more cards in my hand from Tinkaton with Gather Materials, so I would effectively be drawing, what, 12 cards a turn? That is nuts. And look at that, we are living with 280 damage right there. Definitely not bad at all. If I am in a tricky spot though. If I swing, I actually do die because of the Rocky Helmet, which is kind of funny. So I think the best play for us, we're just going to Rare Candy, evolve into that Tinkaton. I'm just going to pull off the retreat play here. You know, we really don't need that much of a bigger hand. I'm going to use Arezu this turn and just search for double to Dunsparce. You know what? I might as well take out 3 just to have after I probably use 1. Although we have a bunch of Dunsparce in our hand too. So we'll see how this setup looks. Are we still swinging for OHKO? We're still swinging 400. That's actually insane. So I'm just going to retreat there. Going to promote the other Tinkaton. They can snipe this guy. That's fine. We'll deal with that when we get there. For now, honestly, I could gather materials just to stack up our hand a little bit more. Start thinning our deck of some slightly useless cards. So we'll get rid of Fan Rotom. Definitely more of a useless card. And then we'll save the runaway draws. I think for now, we're just going to go Big Hammer for 460. And start taking another massive one-shot KO. My opponent has this turn and this turn only to somehow make a 5 prize card comeback, and I've got pretty much all I need to keep us flowing and keep us rolling straight into match number 2. This deck is nuts, man. I should not have put this deck off for a week. I had some fun videos last week, which was I was like, you know, I'll get some tickets on. I think I made a video on it in the past, whereas the others I haven't. But this, dude, this is nuts. I mean, this is the first game out with this deck. Look how many cards are in our hand. We got what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and we could have drawn 6 more cards easily with double the Dunsparce. Could have had 20 cards in hand. That's a third of our deck. It's more cards than would have been in our deck. And they go boss's orders for who? They're going to take down the Tinkaton and see if they can pull off a stall turn. And they actually force us to switch. So we are going to promote Tinkaton. And I think just wrap it up for a quick and easy KO. I'm not going to draw any more cards. It's always kind of rude to do to your opponent. I'm just going to swing 550 and take the KO. But my opponent's going to concede right before I can pull that off, which is fine. I get it. So look at, dude, this is what I mean about this deck. I mean, massive OHKOs every single time. You build up your deck. Even an Iono doesn't scare you. How are you scared of an Iono when you got double the Dunsparce in play? It's like you're drawing 6 instantly, dude. What? That's a full hand again. So, match number 1, complete, knocked out of the park. Let's hop into match number 2. See if we can guarantee that positive record for the day. Welcome to match number 2. We open up with a pretty rough hand once again, which is okay. It's not the end of the world. We do get Rare Candy, but I got absolutely nothing else to go off that. So, we are going to search for 3 Pokemon. I'm going to take out, actually, you know what, we're just going to take everything out of the deck. We're just going to put it all in our hand, try to thin our deck as much as possible. And honestly, I think here, we're just going to bench all of our Dunsparce and Tinkatink. I'm going to save the Nest Ball. I'm actually kind of hoping that my opponent pulls off the KO so that I can Nest Ball for Fezandipiti, draw 3 cards, and hopefully draw into an Arezu, and then get 9 more cards because I've got 3 Dudunsparce in play. So we'd be drawing 12 cards this turn, and they go for Call Bell. So this is a deck that potentially could have Donk potential if they're going Call Bell, and Precious Trolley, which is huge. Okay, this might be, what, Cloth or something like that? I don't know why I would play Monkey Dory. I'm just trying to think what plays Call Bell, Precious Trolley, Arvin, and that's the one that comes to mind as a potential option. But we'll see. I mean, they're going to be taking their entire bench here, which is not bad. Also means Morty's a consistent draw 5 unless they play Area 0 under depths and have a bigger bench, in which case Morty's is much more than a draw 5. It's draw however many is on their bench. -1 because we have to discard a card to do it, but that's kind of fine. I mean, a draw 4 supporter minimum, still solid. Still a huge supporter to use. And it's going to be Gardevoir. Why did I not think about Call Bell Gardevoir? I knew that was a thing, and I proceeded to sit here and actively forget that that exists. So they are definitely not taking a down KO. They're going to go Earth and Vessel TM Evolution, and they're going to get 2 Curlias in play. So this is going to be a battle of the hand sizes. Gardevoir is known for having a quadrillion cards in hand from a bunch of refinements, and we are also going to be in that same boat. This is not an Area 0 deck. Honestly, this matchup isn't too great for us. It's a lot of single prizers that could swing for OHKO, although they just have 4 Gardevoirs in play, which if they are using Gardevoir EX as an attacker, we could easily one-shot that, so that feels a little bit better. But we'll see. We'll see what they got in store for us. We'll see what our top deck brings us. Double Turbo Energy, sadly, will not be doing enough by swinging into the active. And we get Colress's Tenacity, which honestly isn't awful. I can search for Enriching Energy, which, you know what? It's something, man. It's something. So I'll smack down the Artazon. I'm definitely not going to be attacking this turn. Although I do have Boss's Orders, I guess technically could have gone Assault Landing, but I needed to get the Enriching Energy for that. So we're going to use Artazon to search for a Tinkatink. And then I'm going to put the Enriching Energy on Dunsparce, just in case I can shuffle it back into the deck. And then we'll draw 4 cards for it. So I'll do it on a 60 HP Dunsparce, just because Double Monkey Dory could be a problem. And we draw into 3 pretty huge cards there. I could go Rare Candy and get Tinkaton, the single prizer again, which doesn't feel too bad. And then I can draw a little bit more and hopefully get something better for next turn. Gonna need another Rare Candy to this Tinkaton, or Tinkatink this turn, but that's fine. So then here we'll go Gather Materials, and I'm gonna get rid of Fan Rotom. It's not a card we'll pretty much ever need anymore. So then I'll get 3 more cards, and that is a Rare Candy, Tinkaton EX, and I got the Double Turbo Energy in hand. So next turn, I feel pretty good about swinging for attack. So we'll pass our turn there and see what my opponent's got in store for us. It is a little dangerous. Now that I could not get Dudunsparce, that 60 HP Dunsparce does have the Enriching Energy, it might be possible my opponent could pull off a Monkey Dory play. They just need 2 Dark Energy to pull it off, but that would require 2 manual attachments, I believe, so I'm not sure how likely that will be. But both my opponent and I right now have some massive hands. I've got, what, 3, 6, 9, I got 10 cards in hand. My opponent has 8. We'll see if they have anything to follow up with. If they don't, we are in a pretty good spot. I've got a switch card in hand too, so you know, honestly, I could even just switch into Tinkaton. I almost kind of wish they took a KO, although Gardy taking an early KO is kind of the last thing you want to see. The last thing you want is Gardevoir ahead in the match. It is a comeback deck. It does specialize in that, but my gosh, is it problematic if they're taking a bunch of comebacks? So, you know, we'll see. And they go Earth and Vessel, get rid of Artazon. They could be going for another TM Evo play, or they could be going for a Mind Bend attack, which would be pretty interesting. And, oh, you know what? It seems they might be trying to set up a KO on our Dunsparce, if I had to take a guess. I mean, if they could get rid of Enriching Energy, that would be huge. And they get rid of Drift Bloom, which is something I'm totally fine with. So they go Rare Candy into Gardevoir EX. And how many energy do they have in discard? They have 3 energy in discard, 4 after they retreat. They can 100% attack with Miracle Force here with Gardevoir EX if they wanted. But I don't know if they will. They might just be swinging with Mind Bend. They could use Monkey Dory to put 1 damage counter onto, or Adrena Brain. Yeah, they could use Adrena Brain to put a damage counter onto Rotom and then swing 60 damage, taking the KO, which is fine. That means we could save our switch card. We're down a prize, which is a little annoying, but I might actually be able to take 2 prize cards by going Boss's Orders on to Dunsparce. It really depends what I could gather materials into here. So I'm not going to go Boss yet. I'm going to see, especially if we get a Dunsparce, or a Dudunsparce play, yeah, we could totally pull it off. So for now, we're going to play all the essential cards. We're going to play Rare Candy, Tinkaton EX, as well as double turbo energy. And you know what? I actually could go counter catcher too, which I didn't even process was in our hand. So I think here we could actually go Fezandipiti as well. That could be an awesome play. Let me Artazon. I do kind of want another Tinkatink down though. We'll see. I want another Tinkatink down. I just want 2 Tinkatons in play. Do we have Fez in the deck? We don't even have Fez in the deck. Fez is actually prized. Okay, so that changes everything. Just not the end of the world. So now I've got kind of the essential cards down. So we're going to gather materials here. And I'm going to get rid of Artazon. Both of us are probably playing Artazon. I'm probably not going to see a different stadium. And here we get Morty's Conviction and Dunsparce. So this feels pretty good. This is kind of where I wanted to go with this hand. So now we'll use Runaway Draw on the Enriching Energy guy. I need to get that Enriching Energy back in the deck. And we draw into 3 cards that really aren't going to help us too much. I could play Buddy-Buddy Poffin. We're swinging 340 right now. If I use Boss's Orders, we should be swinging for 310 damage, which actually isn't that bad at all. I could even use Morty's Conviction and get after it a little bit better. So maybe I do that. Maybe I do that. I could use Morty's Conviction and get rid of Tinkatink, right? And see if I could draw into anything else. Because I'll draw 4 cards here, so I'll still be swinging for OHKO, and I get another Dunsparce and a Tinkatuff. That actually feels great, I'm not going to lie. And I have Buddy-Buddy Poffin, so I can get back 2 more Dunsparces this turn, assuming we're swinging for enough. So we'll use Runaway Draw again, and just draw 3 more cards. This is huge, actually. And why not? I mean, we're here. You know what? Actually, I'm just going to evolve this guy. I'm not going to play it. There's a good chance my opponent is going Iono next turn. I will only play it if I actually need to use the attack for damage, but I definitely do not. We're swinging 430 damage. Yeah, I think this is the exact scenario I want to be in. I got a Dunsparce down, so if my opponent goes Iono, I'll be all good. For now, we're going to go Counter Catcher, take up Gardevoir EX, and swing for 400 damage, actually getting ahead on the prize trade now, which is kind of wild. My opponent still has a Monkey Dory set up, but that's got 2 energy attached to it. That might not be the best to have energy attached to, and we get an Arezu, which isn't bad either. That is 6 cards as far as I'm concerned, because that's doubled the Dunsparce. We draw into Enriching Energy. That's actually 10 cards more in our hand. So my opponent's going to Super Rod there, get back their Gardevoir, which is fine. I will try to 2-4-6 this game, man. I will try to go Boss's Orders on Gardevoir EX this turn as well. Hopefully find the Pal Pad and do it again the final turn. And I don't think I've ever 2-4-6'd a Gardevoir matchup in my entire life. So if we could somehow pull that off, that would be the most wild thing I might have ever done in this game. They're going to pull Double Refinement, getting rid of Rare Candy that is not a Psychic Energy, which they might need if they need in the discard, if they want to use that Drift Bloom as an attacker, as well as the need for, what do you call it? Bravery Charm. They could easily swing 300. That's not the problem for Drift Bloom. The problem is making sure they have enough energy in the discard. And when 2 energy are already on Monkey Dory, that might not be the most likely play they could pull off. And if my opponent just goes Mind Bend here, that's okay. I can use my Switch card, Boss's Orders, take up Gardevoir, swing for KO after using Rare Candy, Double Turbo Energy in hand. I'll even go Arezu, get a couple more Dunsparce back. I'll use 2 of them, leave 1 of them again, kind of same concept. If I'm still not swinging for enough, boom, gather materials, problem solved. We got the line, we got the vision. If my opponent wants to do anything, they need Gardevoir EX in play. They need that Psychic Embrace ability down, and I think that is something we could abuse pretty well. So we'll see if they can pull off the KO, and if they can, that's okay too. That is totally okay too. There's the Bravery Charm. There's how many energy in the discard piles, and there is only 3, which is 60 damage onto Drifloon, which means that they should not be KOing us unless they have like Ultra Ball and more Psychic Energy in their discard pile, right? I'm always bad at Drifloon math, but it's 1 damage counter is 30 damage, so they're swinging for what, like 180 or something like that? Yeah, okay, so they're not taking a KO, which is fine. They could 2-shot us if they want. I'm just gonna go Boss KO. And I am most definitely going to try to set up, we're swinging 490, yeah, we can afford a couple cards here. So we are going to get that guy in play, going to attach the Double Turbo Energy. We have all 3 Arezus in hand. I definitely do not need to play, I think, any more cards. I could play 1 Dunsparce, though. See if I draw into any more Dunsparce, but that's not necessarily even a guarantee. Like, I really don't need to. I could, however, play this guy. Play the Gather Materials, see if I draw more Dunsparce, then I will thin my deck a little bit more. For now, we're going to get rid of Tinkatuff. I really just don't need that guy at this point, and we get Enriching Energy as well. So you, oh no, I can't attach though. I detach the DT, so that's fine. Here, I think all we got to do is go Boss's Orders. We do have another counter catcher as well, which is actually kind of funny, but I'm not going to be able to pull that one off. We're just going to go Boss, take up Guardy, take the KO. We're going to try to 2-4-6 this guy. And I don't want to use the Dunsparce, although I do kind of want to look for Pal Pad. I'm not going to lie here. But that might be a next turn thing. We kind of look for Pal Pad at the same time. And then play Boss's Orders. I don't know how we do that without a supporter, but it's possible. I mean, we got 15 cards up in the deck. I didn't prize check if Pal Pad is prized. And Iono here would hurt a bit, but I'm sure we can pull it back. And actually, I found our Pal Pad. It was in the prize card. So now an Iono would hurt a lot a bit, because if I want Boss's Orders, it means I'm going to need the Pal Pad, and the Pal Pad will be at the bottom of the deck after an Iono play. So we'll have to hope we dodge one of those. I doubt it, though. My opponent's got 16 cards left in the deck. 2 refinements. There is no shot they cannot find Pal Pad, which is still okay. It's not the end of the world. If we can't pull off the play, it would just be nice, to be honest. And them actually taking a single prize KO on the first turn is actually hurting them a little bit. They'll go back into Drifloon, and they'll be able to take the KO here. Yeah, they got Night Stretcher. Okay, so they could get Gardevoir EX back, which is fine, though. They'll take a KO on a damaged Tinkaton EX. I didn't want to give them a new one in case they got enough energy in the discard pile where they could have swung for OHKO on this guy, and that would have just caused problems. I'd rather this guy be full HP in case I could dodge OHKO somehow. So we'll see what else they got in store for us. They can Psychic Embrace. They could get more damage on the Drifloon. They really don't need to, though. They could actually get some damage on Gardevoir EX if they put the energy there, and then they could use Monkey Dories, but they'd only get 40. That would not be 60, which they would need to pull off a KO on Dunsparce, and they go Counter Catcher. We'll see what else. If I dodge Iono, I can pull this off. If I don't dodge Iono, however, it's going to be a little hard. So they go Psychic Embrace. They're going to get 40 damage counter, or 40 damage counters. So you're going to get 4 damage counters onto someone, and they're actually going to go for the OHKO on my active. They can put one more there. They will swing for 300 damage, which is fine. We've got so much draw for this coming turn that I'm pretty confident we can pull this off. I can't use Arezu as much as I want to, though, to get a couple of the Dunsparces back. I'll have to go Enriching Energy, maybe Capturing Aroma, hope I hit heads, take a Dunsparce out early. Try to do as much thinning as possible. Actually, you know what? I could even go Fez. They're going to Turo up Gardevoir EX. That's interesting, too. Oh, so there's no 2-prizer on the board. Nope, that's exactly what they had to do, actually. Okay, that's pretty funny. That's smart. Very, very smart play for my opponent. So you know what I could do? I could go Night Stretcher, take back Fan Rotom, and take the KO with Enriching Energy. That actually might be our best option. Even Iono here doesn't feel too bad, especially if I could get... Oh, that Turret play is actually insane. That literally bought them so much time that they needed. That's insane. Okay, so we'll promote Dunsparce here. Because even if they take a KO on R2 prizer, it's not the end of the world. We'll have 1 prize card remaining, so we just kind of need... what to get through this? Okay, yeah, we're going to promote this guy. Trust. I got a plan. We're going to use Night Stretcher. I'm actually going to go with Fan Rotom here. Yo, 2 Capturing Aromas is nutty as well. We definitely want to go Pal Pad here. I think just take back Boss's Orders. I think that's the only card we might need just to get around a Gardevoir if they do take a KO on this Tinkaton EX. And I'm probably going to Iono my opponent this turn. So we are going to go Night Stretcher. Take back Fan Rotom, because that's just such a good Pokemon to take a KO with. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. And then I'm going to put Enriching Energy on it, so we can swing for 70. KO their active. This is nuts. This is such a weird game. This is such a weird game. So wait, how do I want to do this? No, I want to go Capturing Aroma first. See if I could get my my Dudunsparces. And there's 1 Tails. Okay, not the end of the world. And we can't take anything. Yeah, we'll see if this one flips heads for us. If it does, that would be awesome. If not, it's not the end of the world, and it flips tails again. Okay, so that's fine. Are we really going to Iono ourselves to 2? Yeah, we still are. So we're going to go Enriching Energy here, draw 4 cards, see what they are, and Boss's Orders is one of them. Okay, so that actually hurts a good bit, I'm not going to lie. But it's okay. It's okay. We have a plan in front of us. I'm sure we could somehow make this work. Actually, I don't necessarily even have to go Iono. I just want to get the Gardevoir EX out of their hand, and then they only have 1 refinement. I feel like that's so massive. They actually might not be able to follow up if we do that. We still have 1 to Dunsparce and Tinkaton. You know what? Let's do it. Full sense, full sense. My opponent might not have another Gardevoir. If you remember earlier, they had to go Night Stretcher to get the Gardevoir EX back. And we get Double Turbo Energy, Rare Candy. I am going to gather materials and get rid of the Rare Candy here, and I'm probably going to Runaway Draw as well. And just try to thin our deck as much as possible. Try to look back for the boss's orders. And we get another Dudunsparce. That's huge. Okay, so we can Runaway Draw this guy. And we could get another Dudunsparce. This is phenomenal. Okay, so now we're going to draw into a much bigger hand. I am tempted to leave one of them in the hand still, though. We could Artazon, which is in the deck. Is it the 70 HP one? There's the 60 HP one, whoopsies, and the 60 HP one here. Okay, that's actually really good. So I am going to go to Dunsparce here one more time, and I'm going to Artazon, get the 70 HP one back in the deck. Never mind. Drew it right there. Okay, this is fine. So we can Artazon. Is there any left? Is it just the 60 HP one? No, we can take 70 HP. Okay, good. I just want to dodge Double Monkey Dory if I can. Double Monkey Dory onto a Dunsparce, and then they boss KO this guy. That could be a 3 prize card turn for my opponent, so I didn't want to do that, but I like this. I don't want to use this Runaway Draw. I want to save it for next turn in case, again, we get Iona'd. I'm just going to go Assault Landing. If we lose the Enriching Energy this turn, that's the name, right? I hope it is. Yeah. We'll be okay. And we get Fezandipiti out of the prize there too. You know, if they take a prize card this turn, we're going to have Fezandipiti, gather materials, Runaway Draw. We can find boss. And the reason I'm so adamant about finding boss, I know they have all single prizes there, but if they get Gardevoir EX in the active, we might not have a big enough hand to swing with Big Hammer for KO. We totally might have a big enough hand, but there's a chance we don't. So I want to find boss so I can get around Gardevoir EX and then take a KO on any single prize around the bench. So my opponent is going to Artazon there. We'll see what they thin out of the deck. It'll shuffle their deck, potentially put Gardevoir EX back on top. And they can use Double Refinement, draw 4 cards. We'll see if they even get Gardevoir EX. There's a chance they might not. They might have prized 1 Gardevoir. They only play 2 in the deck. 1 is in the deck, 1's prized. I mean, we'll see. This is down to the wire, though. You know, honestly, I thought this deck was going to have a rough time in the Gardevoir because I was hoping we would be ahead, which is good. That's what you want against Gardevoir. But if you do that, you can't use Luxray, which is a phenomenal single prize attacker, which means I would need this guy to have the reversal energy to pull off an attack as a single prizer. That could hurt our draw engine. I don't know. It felt a little rough. And they're going to Iono us down to 1. And that is exactly why we kept the Dunsparce on, oh my god, wow, that was so bad. We kept it evolved so that this turn I can go Runaway Draw, I can go gather materials, minimum drawing 7 cards this turn because of my top deck. And this is what makes it hard. If they pull off the Gardevoir EX, I need the boss. I'm not going to have enough cards in hand from this late game Iono to KO a Gardevoir. Unless I draw into double the Dunsparce as well. Then I actually might be able to pull it off. But we'll see what they got. We will see what they got in store for us. If they boss KO our Tinkaton, we will definitely need boss's orders, and we'll also probably need... Well, actually, no, that'd be fine. We could just go boss's orders. We have Fan Rotom swinging for 70, KO and Manaphy. That'd be all we need, and they did pull off the Gardevoir play. We'll see what else is in their hand. They got 2 cards left. Is it Counter Catcher? If it's not, it makes it a little easier for us, but if it is, we're in danger. And they go Adrenabrain. Who are they putting the damage on? I don't know if it'll be relevant anywhere. We really have to close it out this turn. If we don't, we are probably going to lose the match. They can move 40 to Gardevoir EX. That is totally okay. And then they could swing for KO and do Miracle Force. Yeah. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. So we do lose Enriching Energy, which hurts. It was a fun option for us, but it's not the end of the world. We'll see what we draw into. The world is our oyster this turn, and we've got plenty of ways to draw cards. So we'll see what we got here. We get a Dunsparce top deck. It's actually the craziest thing I could have asked for. I'm going to gather materials. I definitely don't need a Dunsparce in hand, and we will get boss's orders. We got Runaway Draw. That should be game. I'll see what we could draw into. I'm not going to lie. That is nuts. So now I'm going to pull off drawing, what, 12 cards a turn here? I don't think we could pull off the KO, but I'm curious. I am curious. So we'll Runaway Draw again. Maybe if I somehow get Morty's or something like that, and we could go Fezandipiti. I just, for the memes, I want to see. I want to see. So we'll draw 3 more. Am I swinging for KO? Did I have 2, 4, 6 Guardy? Dude. Are you serious? I mean, we did 2, 4, 6 them. I had to go for the boss play. I killed 3 Gardevoir EXs in one game, though. I'm Not gonna lie, this deck is kind of cracked. Like, this is insane, dude. What? Hey, guaranteed positive record. No matter how this last match goes, we opened up with 2 rough hands, and we somehow walked through both opponents. This is nuts, dude. This is absolutely nuts. Well, anyways, I will see everyone in match number 3, where we can fight for the perfect record. Welcome to match number 3, where it seems I cannot get a break from these rough starts. Although I've got Capturing Aroma. If I can flip heads and draw into a Dunsparce, we'll be in business. In Raging Bull, not bad. I mean, hey, it's just going to be a race, 2 prize KOs each turn. Luckily for me, I won't have any 2 prize Pokemon in play right now. So we'll flip Capturing Aroma, pray we get a heads, and take it from there. We get a tails. Oh boy, okay. Well, let me just take Fez. Might be our best bet. They're most likely taking a KO this turn. I'm going to bench another Tinkatink. I'm going to Fan Call, and I'm going to take out 3 Dunsparces. And you know what? They're probably KOing our active, if I had to take a guess. So I might bench another Tinkatink. If I could get a Gather Materials and a Tinkaton EX down, that would be huge for us. So we'll smack these guys down. I like this. It's not an awful start. I'm assuming my opponent is taking a KO this turn. If they're taking a KO this turn, I'll get Fezandipiti down. Sure, it's an easy Gust, 2 prize KO. I don't have the luxury of being picky about how I get the cards in my hand. I just need the cards in my hand. So that's what we're going to have to pull off. Next turn, I need Rare Candy, Tinkaton EX, Double Turbo Energy. And I need to pray that I'll be able to swing. They get Squawk down, so if nothing else, I could go Counter Catcher, take Squawk. Okay, so it doesn't matter who we take KOs on. Raging Bull's going to take KOs kind of no matter what. I just need to take 2 prize KOs a turn, and we can do that. Especially if I draw the Dunsparces this turn. You know, maybe I get 2 Rare Candies. I could pull off Tinkaton with Gather Materials. And you know what I could even do? I could even go Luxray this turn, too, if I could draw into that with Counter Catcher. So there's options. Even if I get Reversal Rare Candy, I could just go in with Special Hammer and just take the KO on this guy. As long as we take 2 prize cards a turn, it doesn't matter. And they get the Latias EX down as well. That's interesting. That's not a card I expected to see in Raging Bolt right now, but I guess it makes sense. You know, they can't really get boss stalled. Wasn't really a plan of mine. And they get Fire Energy. Did I see that right? Was that a fire? It was a Fire Energy. Okay, yeah, I have no idea what we're up against. I thought this was going to be a pretty standard Raging Bolt build, and then I was sorely mistaken, and it's going to be Delphox. Oh my gosh. Alright, this is bad. This Magical Fire, they pull off the Crispin too? Oh no. Oh no, stop playing with me. So they put the Fighting Energy in their hand, they can attach the Fire Energy to their benched 1 energy switch, and they can start ripping into me with Delphox. This list is nuts. Is this the new Raging Bull? Was I unaware of what was going on? Because this is insane. So they use their manual attachment, they have to go... How did they pull off the KO this turn? Is there a way they can? They get Fez back with Night Stretcher, they got Heavy Ball. They use Crispin, they can't go Sada. Correct? They could Magma Basin. I have no idea what this deck is playing. In Magma Basin, that's it. If they go Magma Basin, I'm cooked. Oh boy. And they get rid of Fez again with the Earthen Vessel. What? I'm so lost. I'm so lost. They get rid of Boss's Orders, take the next card. If it's Basin, we're cooked. If it's anything other than Basin, I think we'll be okay. They go for your retreat into Greninja, and then probably pass it on over to us, which is good. I needed to buy some time here. We get the Double Turbo Energy, which isn't bad. They didn't pull off the KO though. So, oh man. Yeah, it means they're probably going to get ahead a couple prize cards. And I can't really boss stall anyone because they got the free retreat with Latias. They could just switch. So I'm just going to draw past my opponent. I kind of needed them to take a KO there. I expected this to be a standard Raging Bolt deck, and I was sorely mistaken. It's an insane Delphox V deck, which is fine. I mean, look, if they take the first 2 prize cards, I don't know how we come back from that. Maybe a late game Iono, but we'll figure something out. Maybe I could use a single prizer later down the line. I could go single prizer KO Squawk still, and as long as they don't have a Gusting card in their hand, they did get rid of a Boss's Order so far. I think we're good. So if they get Night Stretcher, Crispin, Sada Energy Switch, they're down 4 shoes already too, or Basin, and they get Crispin. Okay, so they can definitely get more Fire Energy back, unless they only play 3, which there's a chance. Yeah, they fail a Crispin, they actually might not be able to pull it off, which would be so crazy. And they pass. Oh my god, I am so lost. I don't know what's going on. But I did get the Rare Candy Tinkaton. Okay, not bad. I'm gonna evolve the one on my bench. Do I want to evolve my active? Like, not really. But if I could pull off... No, because I need reversal to pull off the attack, and I'm not even close to reversal. So I'm going to evolve the one on my bench, and I'm going to gather materials. I'm just going to get rid of... Man, there's not really a great card to get rid of in this hand. I guess Dunsparce is the easiest Pokemon to get rid of. I kind of need the rest of these for the rest of the game. So we'll draw 3, see what we draw into. Dunsparce feels great there, and Artazon actually feels amazing. So I can keep cycling back Dunsparce, and I regret getting this guy in the discard pile a little less. So we'll runaway draw 3, and we will get some fun supporters, which we could put to work. So I'm going to use Artazon here. I don't know what single prize non-Roblox Pokemon they play. We'll see by giving them Artazon. For now, I'm just going to take out a... You know what, it doesn't matter which one. I'll take this guy down just in case the 60 HP is relevant. I have no clue what's going on in this match anyways. And I could go Iono, but I do like the card we have in hand. I could go Arezu and just take down a couple of the Dunsparce in the deck. Hope I get... Oh, man. It's not really a great option no matter how I put this. We're going to go Arezu, and I'm going to take down these guys. Actually, I don't even hate getting the Tinkatuff down. We'll do this. Because then I can evolve the benched one. It just takes out the need for Rare Candy, to be honest. Which is huge. It's actually, like, really, really big. It saves me some work. So we'll do this. I've got a Dunsparce in hand. I've got Nest Ball. I could Nest Ball back for the Dunsparce again, but I've only got one. It depends if I draw into it. We'll see. We'll see what I got this turn. And I get Rare Candy Tinkaton EX. Alright, so I actually could pull off the KO this turn. Is it worth it, though? I can't use boss's orders. I kind of want to take the first 2 prize KO. I really don't care other than that. So maybe I just pass. As crazy as it sounds, honestly, I might just pass this turn. I'll Nest Ball, and I'll take out another Dunsparce. And then I think here I'm just going to pass. Against Raging Bolt decks in general, they could go with the KO with Delphox. That would be a little problematic. I'll accept that. I'll get a single prize or something. I could go Arezu and get reversal energy, actually. So then I can boss up, counter catcher up Squawk. And we'll be chilling. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll give him a single prize no matter what. Against Raging Bolt, I could have taken KO on Radiant Greninja. I still would have needed to take 3 more KOs on all of these EX Pokemon to hit the 6 prize card requirement. If I just pass there, all I need to do next turn, Rare Candy, evolve into Tinkaton EX, attach double turbo energy, boss up Delphox, swing for KO, take 2 prize cards. Then after that, all I will need to do is just take 2 more KOs on 2 EX Pokemon. I would have never had to KO Radiant Greninja, which is like a waste of an attack. And they're going to get the Magma Basin down. Okay, so they can pull off the Delphox play this turn, which is fine. If they don't KO my free retreat Dunsparce, I might try to go into a Squawk ability play this turn, and they're also lost zoning energy with this attack, which is nuts, man. Like, I don't know how they keep going. We'll see, though. It's definitely going to be interesting for sure. I still don't want to bench Fez, surprisingly. That's just an easy KO for my opponent that I really don't want to do. I kind of want to go Arezu and see if I can get that reversal energy out, but we'll see. I mean, I feel like the smartest play for them is to take out my Tinkatink and Tinkatuff, which would be okay. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. They lost zone 2 energy, which is also fine. And this is the turn where I want to swing for KO. They have 190, so I can't KO that guy either. Okay, so we're going to go into our free retreat to Dunsparce, which is cool. And then I'm going to see what I could draw into here. I could Arezu, double the Dunsparce, Luxray. That Night Stretcher is kind of huge. I could take out another Tinkatink, which I do kind of love, actually. So we'll do that. Take out Tinkatink. Okay, this isn't the end of the world. I know we fell behind. I'm hoping to take a single prize KO this turn. That would be massive. So what do I need to do? I need to Arezu, because I could go counter catcher still. And I could get the Luxray. I'll also check if reversals in the deck, which I do kind of need. So is it in the deck? It is. We've got 1 in the deck. Okay. Alright. That's findable. It's definitely findable. I might need to play the Dunsparce. But if I... Or, excuse me, I might need to play Fez to pull that off. And I don't want to. But if I have to do it, I have to do it. There's nothing I can do about it. Alright. That's fine. That is okay. So, I'm going to use Runaway Draw, or do I use gather materials. I don't really have anything I want to gather materials away. I'm just going to runaway draw first, see what I get. And I get Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Okay, that's a card I could get rid of with gather materials. We're actually drawing so many cards this turn. This is insane. Alright, so we'll get rid of that. Reversal energy? Nope, still nothing. Alright. I don't want to use my active runaway draw if I don't have to. How many boss are they down? There's not a high chance I'm dodging a boss's orders at all. That's okay. I'll just beat him up with a Luxray again, right? Let's see. Let's flip the script. Man, this hurts. This hurts, and we get the reversal. All right, so we can pull off the attack. That's good. So we'll bench this guy. Hello. Oh, I forgot I have to throw it in play like a trainer. It doesn't go to my bench. So when we'll do this, we'll smack reversal down. We will use runaway draw. We are going to lose our Dunsparce. I do get a Dunsparce in hand, which is cool, but I'm going to use Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Actually, no, I don't need to. I can just do this. Boom. Alright, sweet. And then I can go for the counter catcher play. We're down 2 prize cards, man. That hurts. It's not the end of the world, though. We'll swing 360, take the KO, we'll tie up on prize cards, and we'll see how my opponent responds. I don't know if they have any more fire energy in the discard pile. Not sure. We get Capturing Aroma, Artazon are 2 cards I like. They do have a fire energy in the discard pile, so there is a chance. Oh, they could go Magma Basin. What do you call it? Magma Basin manual attached for KO with Delphox again. And they got Force Heal Stone. That's actually insane. Yo, why is Delphox kind of nuts in this deck? That's exactly what they're going to do. However, they will not be able to KO Luxray with Delphox. So if that is the plan they go, they need a boss's orders to take out 2 different prize cards. And Sandy Shocks? I've got no clue what's going on. I'm solo. They have to have an energy switch, right? There's no way you don't. There's no way you don't in a deck like this. This is insane. I'm so lost. I'm so lost what is happening right now. Huh. Okay. I mean, look, we need 2 more KOs. We do have a 2 prize. If I didn't have Fez on the board, I'd feel so much better. Because I wouldn't have a 2 prize Pokemon there. They couldn't take 2 prize cards this turn. But I do. And it's Raging Bolt. Whatever jank pile this is, it's still Raging Bolt. I still know they can pull it off. And they attach to Raging Bolt. Are they going Boss KO? Like, retreat into Raging Bolt, Boss KO Fez with that guy? That'd be fine. If they don't swing with Delphox. That has to be their line, right? There's no way it's not. Yeah, they go Boss and Fez. Okay. Okay, that's fine. We just leave 2 prizers here, which is, or single prizers on the board, which is okay. We actually could do that fairly well, and I could gust up Delphox as well. So if they don't get rid of the energy on Delphox, if they get rid of the energy on Sandy Shocks and Reaching Bolt, they'll need a lot in turn to pull us off. Honestly, might even be a huge time to go Iono for us as well. Put them down to 2 prize cards, and they don't. They leave, okay, so they're smart. They leave 1 energy on the Reaching Bolt. They only need the electric to pull off the attack. How many electric energy do they have in their deck? They've got 2 in discard. Okay. We're going to promote this guy. We're swinging 180 damage. We're now only, that's perfect. Perfect math. So what do I do here? I go into Dunsparce. I bump their stadium for sure. Oh, Roxanne. I forgot about sweet, sweet Roxanne. Alright, let's bump their stadium. Definitely want to get rid of that guy. Definitely want another Dunsparce down this turn. Actually, I feel so much better about Roxanne, I'm not going to lie. I could Rare Candy into Tinkaton. I really don't want to. I want to make sure that I don't have any 2 prizers down this turn. So I think here we're going to go attach the double turbo energy to this guy. We might need him to close out the match, however. We're going to counter catcher up Delphox while we're staring it down. And then I think Roxanne is going to be our best friend here, right? And then we could gather materials and go runaway draw after that. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, alright. We're figuring this out. Slowly but surely, we're getting somewhere. And we get another Dunsparce too, and Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Alright, this feels good. This feels good. So now, I can go runaway draw. I even love having the Psychic Energy in hand. That's going to be a fun one. We get another Dunsparce down. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, so I can, get rid of 1 Rare Candy. I really don't need 2 at this point. I also don't need Morty's or Iono. We're going to have to close it out next turn or we don't. So I'll get rid of Iono. We have to hope they don't take a 2 prize KO this turn. So we gather materials, we get those guys down, that's fine. They don't really help me too much. I'll Buddy-Buddy Poffin, get down another Dunsparce. Boom. And then swing for KO, and we'll see how we close this out next turn. We're drawing a whole bunch of cards. My opponent has 2 prize cards remaining. They could pull it off if they get Delphox and set it up again. That would be insane. If they do that, honestly, they deserve the win. That's ridiculous. We get 2 more cards into our hand that are not really going to change how I go about this next turn. From what I understand, when I'm staring at on the board, there's no way they could take 2 prize cards this turn. We have Boss in hand. All I need is Tinkaton EX. If I get Tinkaton EX, I can go Boss's Orders on any EX Pokemon on their bench. We're going to close out the perfect record, and that's our line. To do that, we've got double the Dunsparce, which is 6 cards. We got Gather Materials, which is 9 cards. Our top deck is 10 cards. 10 cards, finding Tinkaton EX. We got 19 left in the deck. I like those odds. Those aren't bad. They go single prize Slitherwing. Okay, so our opponent's not done. They still got some options. They can retreat into Slitherwing. Hope I don't pull it off, and they go Pokegear. That is a card I was hoping they did not draw into. They can pull off the attack this turn if they want to. Although they might want to just go Slitherwing here. If they go Raging Bolt and I can pull off the KO, they're going to be in danger. And Fez is in the discard pile. I should have one more Night Stretcher, I believe. If I need, I could potentially pull back Fez. And yeah, they attach. Oh, wait, no. They attached to Sandy Shocks and Raging Bolt. That's interesting. I thought for sure they would attack with Slitherwing. Alright, how much damage does this guy do? It does 90 to itself, actually. It'd be very easy for us to KO it right after. Okay, maybe that makes sense. Yeah. If anything, we could have gone reversal to Tinkaton, just one. No, we couldn't have won that way. They go Magma Basin and Entei V. This deck is so wild. So wild. Okay. How much damage? This guy's got 210, though. We don't play any tools to buff damage. They go Bellowing Thunder. This is an interesting list. This is a ridiculous Raging Bolt list, but I'm kind of liking it, man. They got some versatility. They were definitely prepared to deal with our deck. And they'll get rid of Sandy Shocks and the energy off Entei, because that's just a Magma Basin and a energy absorption, or whatever their attack is. Magnetic absorption, excuse me. So we'll promote Tinkaton EX. It's now or never. We either close it out or we don't. Morty's has drawn some massive cards too, so that does feel pretty good as well in allowing us to draw cards. So we are going to do everything we absolutely can. We're drawing 9 cards plus Morty's. It feels good, man. I mean, we're trying. We're trying our best. We'll gather materials. I'll get rid of Tinkatink. I feel like we're drawing enough cards. I should hopefully be able to pull this off. We're going to get Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Okay. Not going to save us. We'll runaway draw, then Morty's. Right? Because then we're putting 2... Oh, but we're drawing 3, putting 2 back in the deck. Is Morty our best draw supporter here? It might be. Oh, but I need Boss. Oh, no, I don't need Boss because they got a 2-prizer in the active. Yeah, we'll go Morty's. I don't want to put the Dunsparce back in the deck after we shuffle. That actually ruins my chances. Not ruins, but it lowers my chances of drawing into Tinkaton EX, which you get right there. Huge. I'm drawing. I don't... I've got it. My opponent doesn't know it. I'm going to play everything I can. I'm drawing every card out of my deck. I got the Enriching Energy, too. Yeah, we're so chilling. We're so live. Okay. I want to swing for massive damage one more time. I want to end this game off with Enriching Energy. I didn't use it enough in this video. I didn't really have the most perfect chances to use it every single time. So now we go Rare Candy, Tinkaton EX. No, they scooped! No! I wanted to swing for the big damage. Oh, man. Hey, you know what? Closing out that match might be one of the most insane things we've done with this deck. This deck is nuts, dude. It's actually so strong, it's not even funny. I was kind of in love with it, I'm not gonna lie. Also, Luxray putting in some serious work in that last match. Low-key, deck's got a bit more competitive potential than I had originally assumed. It honestly is pretty strong, pretty consistent, got some good single prize attack options. The starts are a little shaky sometimes, but hey, you saw 3 matches where I got out of it not too bad at all. So that is going to close it out for the perfect record with Tinkaton EX. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I definitely had a ton of fun making this one, and I hope to see you guys in the future videos. I've been having a blast building this channel, building the community. It is such an awesome space to be sharing with all of you. If you haven't seen, join my Discord server. There's been some awesome conversations going, talking about different decks, helping people with different lists, and also just people sharing different lists. It feels kind of great, you know. Everyone is kind of sharing the love and getting some lists around, so everyone's got some fun stuff to play constantly. Definitely check it out if you haven't already, as well as my Twitter. I've been trying to grow my Twitter a little bit just so I can promote things like the Rogue Regionals more, so if you haven't and you have Twitter, go give it a follow, go check out the post. Why not? You might as well. With that being said, thank you guys so much for just being as epic as you are. For real, I appreciate all of you. So with that being said, stay epic. Peace.